Ladies and gentlemen, it is currently Monday, April 1st, 2013, and I paid rent. April Fools, I forgot to pay rent. Welcome to Day 9 Daily number 564, where we learn to be a better gamer. Now, I know a lot of people are being very clever on this April Fool's Day, but I'm not going to be that clever because I thought Funday Monday is just kicking back into gear. Why would I do that to you, you beautiful nerd, you wonderful, fantastic human being? And by the way, that cashier who you passed by at your last trip to the grocery store, totally checking you out, just saying. But listen, I know how good you are to me, and I would not want to do something cruel like play Minesweeper, which I really like a lot. No April foolery will be occurring at the moment. Just Funday Monday. And in today's Funday Monday, the topic is as follows. Give me a game of your best Widow Mine performance. Either a game built around the use of the Widow Mine, perhaps the best Widow Mine shot of all time, perhaps the best Widow Mine comeback of all time. There were some of the greatest games I have ever seen. I've selected 4 to present to you today, but I'd like to give an extra warm shout out to all of you who submitted because you kept me and the Funday Monday admins very well entertained as we sorted through the games. They were hilarious. Let's go ahead and hop into a game, the introductory game of today's Funday Monday, where we will get the opportunity to explore personalities. Now, I don't know if any of you have experienced being on the internet, or in particular, if you are someone from the internet, playing against someone. By the way, if this is your first time on the internet, welcome. It's welcome to the internet. It's great to have you. You'll see many kind and wonderful, wobulous things, and no longer will you go see a R-rated movie and be surprised. You'll be asking why it wasn't rated PG, because you've been on the internet. So, welcome to the internet. This is what is known as a game. Now, I want to just have you jump right into the extreme ends of the internet, and I want you to Google ludology versus narratology and get into some arguments with designers of what we call games. All there is to explore can be explored. Up in the top right, we have our villain, KZT Math. Oh my god, what the fun. Okay, listen, I'm doing my show. I have a job to do, please. Ugh, the internet age, am I right? We got T-Math, which is my favorite kind of math. He's doing all sorts of parameterizations and all that stuff. Also, that sound is loud. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was I really at 100% volume? Was I really at 100% volume? Welcome to the internet. Now, there's an interesting thing that happens on the internet where people who are very unprofessional can be professionals and do things for a living embarrassingly. So in fact, if I really wanted to introduce you to what Chrono Boost was, for instance, let's say you've never been on the internet and you're sort of curious about what are some of the things you can do in this game, let me just point out that you can do something called a Chrono Boost. And let's go ahead and crank that volume up to max. Here it comes. This is a Chrono Boost. God, that hurt my ears. That's so great. Ooh, let's go ahead and pull that back down to normal. Yeah, internet. Hello, it's good to have you. We have a villain, T-Math, up in the top left. Down in the bottom right, from Team Lex, is Archin. Oh, that Archin. Now, of course, Archin wants to follow and abide by the good old Funday Monday rule. Well, there's the Funday Monday rule, which is the topic for the Funday Monday, but there's sort of a hidden rule that many people follow without me even requesting it, which is... Oh no. Well, first of all, this is very embarrassing. This is pretty painful. Right off the bat, losing an SCV to a probe. This is, of course, generally when the panic kicks in and all the SCVs are brought off the worker line to kill off just a single probe. It's pretty rough. But either way, I was talking about the generally underlying theme of Funday Mondays, which is that I am going to get whatever the hell Day 9 told me to get, as fast as possible. So I'm going to go gas barracks, so that way I can get my factory up hell before the orbital command. Oh, looks like Lex Archon. Mr. Archon going to be doing just a little bit more of the standard plays. And of course, T-Math getting himself all the gateways. And I have no idea what this is. In no way, shape, or form can I comment on this. Were his opponent a Zerg, it would be difficult to block incoming Banelings. I suppose this is very much so like when it's a Christmas dinner with the family, and here's where all the adults are, and then there's like a kiddie table with barely enough food to keep the children alive, unless you're in a family that, you know, spent a lot on presents for you that year. Then you might just, you know, starve, but that's okay. Santa always has a big meal on Christmas. So there's Archon, coming straight up the bat with the factory coming up. Oh yes, the good old micro management. Some incredibly creative decision-making by KZ Math as to where he wants things to go. And there's always these interesting moments of indecision of, do I pull back and defend myself? Do I go all in? At this point, how many of you have been in a situation like this where you're 5 minutes into the game and a Reaper shows up when your Zealot's here, and that little thought in your brain that was going, and make sure you expand and don't forget probes, that voice changes, it has a sharp twist, and it's just like, all in! Like, well, I built a Stargate, I guess nothing's getting produced out of it because I'm gonna go 4-gate all in. That's the way that ends up panning out. The tilt ends up stepping in, the red mist descends. KZT Math is actually experiencing that as we speak. He's going to run his probes away, he's going to pull back, that's fine. One Zealot in the back, one Zealot in the front. Ooh. Stepping right up into the dramas that is this main base undefended. Now, if there's a way to feel like a dunce real fast, it's when a Zealot pops into your base, and you're like, but I didn't know. I don't know how this is possible. All the spamming on all the minerals at once. Does he have, like, can you select all these in one control group? Either way, both players really not doing well in the worker count. The brutality is maximum. So already we have ourselves kind of a funky game. We have the creative building placement of T-Math. We have some of the difficulty of defending from our Terran friend. But it still is important to note, the game's still going to go on, and we have yet to see the Widow Mine, right? This is the point of these introductory games, so we get a sense of how they end up panning out. The Widow Mine from Lex Archon. Now, Lex Archon's doing everything that he should do, but T-Math, remember, he got harassed early. He's already decided to all in. Here, it's micro time. Oh, yes, baby. Swing it up on in. Now, T-Math is going to do his best to avoid these Widow Mines. And in the process of doing his best to avoid them, he's going to run headlong into numerous ones. Micro outstrips not micro, and alright, chase the infidels through the only place that's bad! And it's time to retreat through the only place that's bad. Go to the right! No, he's training for the Olympics. He wants to make sure he can get those extra calf weights on his Reapers to ensure that he needs the only bestest of best micro to stay alive. But unfortunately, he's slightly sub-bestest. And now it looks like, once again, these SCVs are actually electing to attack instead of clump and cluster, and how will he micro his mines? I don't know what this means. This is like trying to slow down time so you can see the bullet that's heading for your face. And it looks like, oh my god, KZ Math took a bullet to the face and is walking away just fine. An impressive feat. He would certainly have a Wikipedia article written about him that someone would get on Reddit and go, today I learned guy got shot in the face and lived. And then shortly thereafter, died. So I have a feeling that a burrow will happen soon. Got him. And no big deal. This is where everyone immediately opens up the income tab and notes that the Terran player is going to be pulling way ahead in that income. Now remember, already suffered some harassment early on, so we're 4-gating. And in fact, almost any mistake turns into a decision to forgate, doesn't it? Ain't that the truth? Anytime a thing goes wrong, it's, oh, no, oh. Well, I'm all in. Even if you're getting better, even if you go 1 gate expand and something goes wrong, oh, I guess I'm 6 gating all in. Then it kind of works, and you're like, Dark Templar. I don't know why those are always the fallback plans. It's never like, well, allow me to stick to what I've practiced. Let me do this all-in I've never done before. Alright. Alright, KZT math. Never give up, never surrender. He's lost a lot, but so is the opponent. There it is. 17 workers killed off. A single probe bites the dust. More than a couple single stalkers bite their respective dusts. Taking them down. And we got the Widow Mines about to pop up. And these probes. Oh my god. You guys. He's gonna build 6 pylons in the base. He can really warp in then. And what if he starts building cannons from one of those 6 pylons in the base? Widow Mines can't stop that. T-Math is always thinking. There's T-Math. Now, of course, you'll note that T-Math, cleverly, T-Math leads with his units to make sure these probes can stay alive, right? He wants to make sure that none of these mines connect with the more valuable probes before they end up stepping in. So, of course, a couple Widow Mines step on in. No problem. We're going to be able to pylon soon enough. Pylonage. It's those mind games, man. I'm telling you, it's all about the mind games. Some Widow Mine micro. Some Widow Mine micro. Widow Mine micro. Every time I burrow a Widow Mine, it feels like plugging in a printer. Where it's like, hey, I'm ready to print. And I'm like, oh, alright, we'll print. And it's like, okay, I'm a printer. Press the button one more time, and you're gonna print, right? Like this, the Widow Mines, they're a little teasy. They're like, I'm in the ground, and I'll kill anything next to me. Don't worry, I'm a mine. You need me to kill something, just put me nearby, and I'll absolutely kill whatever you need to that's right next to me. I'm a mine. I can't shoot that long. It needs to be right next to me. But once that's the case, you've got it. I'll totally print, man. He missed his Widow Mine drivers, and then he asked to install it on a CD, and everyone 15 and under is like, what's a CD? Is that some sort of patch or something? Alright, so, looks like T-Math's suffering a little bit. And there's a special sort of player who's on the internet. Of course, any of you newcomers to the internet might not know about this player that we know quite well. Of course, one dimension of players, if at first you don't succeed with your all-in, you know, all-in. Get detection and then resume all-in. Damn, dude, says KZT Math. Those mines suck. Which I assume means those mines suck. A U somehow snuck its way into there. Happy face from Archin. A little bit of smugness. Some well-deserved smugness. For you, not for me. I don't get that. When I first saw this game, I tried hard to follow the thread of logic that would guide to the point where KZT Math would be like, dude, this guy, he's gonna die so soon. All he's doing is making mines that kill off all my units, and the instant I make a building in his base, you can't detonate a building? Think about it. This guy is a fool. I don't understand the goal. And of course, KZT Math is just going to go ahead and present to us the argument behind this. Dude. Exactly as expected. This fool continues to build Widow Mines, and therefore I will crush him with too many units. For the next 40 seconds, over half of his mines are unable to fire. As desired, yes. I gotta eat. Can I just hurry and win? Well, Oh, and notice that these Widow Mines, yet again, cannot fire for 40 seconds. But these ones, and... Oh, and... Much to my master plan, his total units lost tab is increasing by 1 SCV at a time. For now. Lost all your shit. I assume this is shit. Like, I can't actually see... Whoa, that was weird. Oh my god, did you guys see what just happened? Okay. Okay, let me explain the muscle memory that just kicked in. I wanted to highlight this, so my hand instinctively tried to zoom in on the fucking word. Oh my god. Day 9. The Educator. My girlfriend won't listen to me. We had this fight over Skype. I was typing to her how I was upset, and she just didn't seem to listen. And I was like, did you try increasing the font size? Maybe she didn't hear you so well. Maybe you should make the letters green. That's unbelievable. And that wasn't a conscious decision. Like, my hand just did that because the muscle memory was already there. Maybe if you italicize how hurt you are. I don't know. Either way, there's a sort of interesting paradox that sort of stepped in. And I guess this is the day of voices. Where if we go to the Units Lost tab, it's currently a lot to a little. I like qualitative terminology. It looks like a non-zero amount of workers was killed, but still very close to zero. Lost all your... Dude! Why, yes. Apparently is not listening. It's cool. I have mines. I love Archie. Yeah, I guess. He's rallying more units to the front. Time to do some mine crow. But, keep in mind, T-Math is building a robo facility next to the Robo's facility so he can get those observers out 2 at a time. Alright. And how will the setup fall down? Looks like these guys are coming back. There's the scan there. More mines coming down because, of course, Archon knows how to Funday Monday. What did Day 9 say? Widow Mines? I'm only going to Widow Mines. I shan't do anything else other than to Widow Mines because I get it. Get in there. Hang strong, my brothers. Alright. Now, there's a lot of responsibility on this stalker. Because this stalker's goal now is to explain to the other stalkers how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes when you charge the front, and it's like, well, dude, you made it back. What's the key? And the stalker's gonna be like, listen, we just need to eat. That's all we do. This sucks more for him, not for us. I gotta eat. That's all there is to it. Wow, says T-Math. And indeed some wow, and it looks like someone was playing paintball. And, oh, you're gay. Alright, well. Again, KZT Math, who already began with such compelling Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll throw out a little heart for that as well. Fine. Fine, says T-Math. I'll play your game. Dude! And then he says something inappropriate. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, fine. I'll play your game. I can build an observer out of any one of these 3 robotics facilities. It's like the Monty Hall problem. Like, inside one of these robotics facilities is a goat. But inside of the other 2 is bad decision making. And you don't know. I mean, they'll reveal bad decision making behind one of these robo facilities after it's chosen, and if you switch, there's a 2/3 chance that you will get the goat. And that's your goal. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. We don't yet have an observer. We don't have one yet. Archon, I mean, you know, I wanna analyze Archon. He's the hero of the story, but you know, we gotta get some observers up at some point, I'm feeling. So if you just micro... Okay, so there's some micro that's gone on. I don't really see any... You know, I almost feel like an observer got built earlier in this game and I didn't notice. I still feel like he's a little bit low on the observers. So if at first you don't succeed, just try again. Attack at another angle. And in we go. Alright, we have a warp prism next to our warp prism, so we can drop over here and warp in and warp over there. All sorts of target firings going on. And if at first you don't succeed, mine again. This is absolutely terrifying. Running from burrowing items of death. In the unit counting station, we have no observers. That's okay. That's okay, because these suck worse for Archon than for KZT Math. Now, in terms of efficiency, why cause your opponent to waste all his mine shots when he only needs to waste one? In the meantime, let's get some Immortals out. The problem is that we need more units that can tank some shots. KZT Math, he's gonna kill a little bit more. It's 57 mines to 70 workers, and the units lost tab. It's staggering. And this is scary, man. Death from above. Can you imagine a Widow mine, parachuting off a cliff and like heading towards you, and you're like, it's a mine. Isn't it supposed to be in the ground? Isn't that the goal? No, these are flying assault mines. Now, fortunately, there's no responsibility on any one of those stalkers to explain what's up, because they're mostly dead. Team Math has found the hidden base. He's going to do some target firing. And a repair. Dude. What the heck? You're not even playing, just making mines. It's an attacking game. And, you know, the funny thing is that, like, base trade, well, I'm in my base. This is terrifying. This is so scary. This is like the Locust from the Mummy movie. Alright. How many get away? On a scale of 1 to 10. I'm glad I had 1 on that scale. It's a temporary scale. Alright, the probes are gonna run. Now, in the unit counting station, we see the solution. The solution to this is Colossus. I kid you not. Seriously, okay, this is the one part that put me on tilt. Like, I wasn't on tilt, I was enjoying the game until for some reason the Widow Mine drivers weren't installed properly, the Widow Mines are out of ink or something. Let's just count the amount of seconds between this burrow. Okay, at 26:48, here's all the mines. Here's 2 Colossus. There's 2 mines go off. There's a third. There were 3 mines. I don't know why those mines were not compatible with a 64-bit system. But for some reason, they didn't do nothing, they did something, but the mines were like, wait, hold back, whoa, we don't want to move too hastily here. No, we want to make sure that this is the decision that we're willing to commit to. So the Widow Mines are gonna go ahead and advance. Now the Stalkers are gonna be very helpful here because they aren't gonna move. Now KZT Math could play this game out. I mean, he could. He's got 80 minerals to the 14,571. I mean, the number of minerals that Archon mined in this game and has left over could almost pay like a minimum wage worker's full annual salary. About half the gas of Archon, about 1/10 of the supply, but you never know. 300 and Braveheart were both really successful movies. Anything could happen. But, you know, You're an organism. You gotta eat, right? Sometimes when you gotta eat, you gotta eat. That's what I'm talking about. So I like this game because it shows the defensive power of minds against someone who does not detect. And I'm looking for this one key critical moment where I feel like an observer had to have been made. I'm scrubbing through the replay to see if I can find it. I don't know. Oh. Actually, this is too cruel. As the observer came out, that's when Robo 3 was coming up. Let us take a journey into the life of this observer, as played by Charlie Chaplin. Dum da 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 dum dum ba da dum KZT math dum dum I have detection. Oh, it's underneath. It's directly underneath the first thing that will get targeted with widow mines. And that's where the detection went. Oh. So in fact, we now know the lesson that the stalker will bring home to his friends. The observer is something we got to be careful with. Because remember, fellas, you can only get one observer per game. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and step into the fail game of this week's Funday Monday, and we will get a look also at the #1 and #2 ranked Grandmasters submitting a game to this week's Funday Monday. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 3 minutes.